8:32. We're talking about much calmer conditions today and much warmer conditions by the start of the weekend. Rain chances are increasing, though, and that's one of the things that we're really highlighting. It's hard to believe that we're going to see this many days in a row of rain ahead, but the opportunities are there. Starting off at 8:32, clouds around. We see a few light showers to our northwest. Most of them aren't reaching the surface. We don't have any problems today. You'll see where this entire map is kind of shown where southwest breeze yesterday, strong, very windy conditions. Behind it, calmer conditions, and really what you'll see on radar, it shows that it's raining and snowing above the surface. Well, that's not the case. It's not reaching the surface. We still have dry air, but clouds are still around. And temperatures in the upper 30s, low 40s in most cases, and really pleasant conditions, I think, overall. And what you'll continue to see is nicer conditions moving forward, calm conditions, a northwest breeze at around 5 miles an hour. And I think it's overall a really nice day. But the fact that I wanted to illustrate how calm it is area-wide in comparison to yesterday, to me, that is one of the biggest stories. As we look at the rest of the day, low 40s this morning, low 50s by noon, low 50s by this afternoon. You're going to see a very light breeze with cloud cover off and on. It's not a wildly sunny day. Clouds are off and on. Temps in the low 50s. Overall, though, I think it's a really nice setup for the next couple of days. But the rest of the day, a mix of sun and clouds. Then we're going to look at our next disturbance. We paused this at 9 o'clock tonight. I think it's still dry here, but we're going to see this disturbance kind of split in two. And the reason for it is it's not well organized. We don't have a lot of moisture with this system. And really, as it works its way in, it's going to provide some rain for others, maybe a few flakes of snow for others as well. But the recent run of Futurecast tells me that there are a few more moderate showers in there as well. That's at least a positive sign. But I think overall this is a light rain. And as I pause this at 4 a.m., you can see mostly this is out of our area. And really, I think the important thing is the rest of the day is very nice. So don't be surprised when the sun comes out in the afternoon. It ends up being a really nice day on Thursday, because I think that's going to be the case. Now, the rest of the afternoon, we're talking about our northwesterly flow. You can see that right here. This is where we are right now. We'll try to draw this on for you just so you can see what's going on. You see where this northwest breeze is, right? This is where our upper level flow is right about here. It didn't want to draw it for me. Maybe it still doesn't want to. That's okay. This is where we're going to see this northwesterly flow. You can see where most of these little minor storm systems are coming from, right? Then let's watch this over the next few days, because Friday, that warm air continues to lift north. We're on the warm side of things. Cold air retreats. We still have that same upper level flow. But by Saturday, colder air wants to just dip down a little bit. But notice how not only do we have this low that sets in here, which is important through next week, but also it's going to start to see more of this. That's going to tap into more of this Gulf moisture. And then we see these storm systems coming in from the west. That's important because that's going to bring more potent systems to our area in terms of rainfall totals and amounts and continuous systems, which we have lacked. As we look at the averages all the way through the first week of March, we're looking at about 2.5 inches of rain. So to me, that's one thing that really jumps out. And when you look at this from an area-wide perspective, it's because of the multiple systems, right? We have not had the bullseye on rain very much of recent. The other thing is Friday, the warmest day bar none, right? We're going to see warm conditions on Friday, upper 60s, low 70s. But one thing that has changed is the air to the north, as cool air is looming and moves in a little sooner. You'll see this front start to work its way through by mid-morning Saturday. That doesn't mean we won't warm up, but notice the difference between 30s and 40s in northern Missouri to 70s and 80s to the south, right? This is what is going to be the case and win out over Sunday. So it will be cooler on Sunday. Notice the lack of real Arctic air. Yes, it gets in the 20s and 30s to the north, but the fact that we are so close to a pretty good temperature spread of the state line here in Kansas, panhandle of Texas, 80s versus 40s, we're going to kind of ride that line over several days. And as a result, I think we're going to see a stationary boundary set up with some pretty good rain for a lot of us. That's good news in a lot of sense, but you know, the fact that it moves south works its way into retreat, and I think you're going to see, we're going to have to watch this Monday morning as temperatures are around freezing or in the upper 20s. We may switch briefly to a few flakes of snow. That's on our radar, but right now doesn't seem to be a main concern. A few light showers on Thursday. By Friday, we're in the low 70s. And then I really think next week, this is the most days that I've strung together in terms of rain chances in a while. Sunday, 44, low 40s on Monday. Like I said, let's watch this number in the morning on Monday. We're keeping a close eye on it if it shifts a little further south. Monday morning could be something that we'll watch out for. Otherwise, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I've got several days with decent rain chances, honestly. And while it may not rain every single second of every day, I haven't had that many rain chances in a row in many, many moons. So I think you're going to see opportunities ahead. It will get warm.